Hi everybody, I'm Rob Raybon, and on today's video we're going to talk about audio. Right now we're in my basement and we're using a mic that's built into our Sony camera. It's not a very concentrated audio source, it probably sounds like crap, and that's a big overlooked issue with video. According to my research, it seems that most people will click off a video with bad audio versus if it's a bad video. So today we're going to talk about what I think is the best remedy for this audio issue. The remedy is the Rode Wireless Go 2. It comes packaged with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. Each transmitter has a built-in mic and also a microphone input for attaching different microphone styles such as lavs or interview mics. So you can have 2 channels of audio and mix them in post, or if you want a stereo mix going directly into your camera or external recorder. Each transmitter also has internal memory that can be used as an audio backup. That function does have to be activated through Rode Central software, which means that you do have to plug this into a computer, update your firmware, and then you can adjust a bunch of different settings inside with the software. These are rechargeable, and according to the specs, the transmitter is good up to 200 meters. So let's go ahead and switch over to that audio so you can hear what it sounds like when you're actually wearing a lav. So now we have the receiver on top of the camera, and as you can hear, it's a lot more of a concentrated source. Might get some plosives if you use a lot of P's. Peter Piper picked a patch of pickled peckers. Plosives are usually because of wind noise. It does come with a couple dead cats to protect against wind noise if you're filming outdoors or if you're filming a convertible or something. This is going to protect against that sound. You don't have to hold this thing. You can use it as a lav. It has clips built into it and you can just clip it on your shirt, and it's inconspicuous enough to where you're not going to notice it. I also have the older version of the Wireless Go. I use that on a lot of car stuff because cars are loud. When I got my diesel van, if I wouldn't have had a Wireless Go or some sort of lav, there's no way I could have actually done that video because that thing is loud. My Mustang's also pretty loud, so we're gonna go for a drive in that, and I'm gonna show you what a difference this thing makes. Comes with a nice carrying case. Should be big enough for the 2 transmitters and the receiver. Got some instructions, various cables. These are all going to be for charging. These are all USB to USB-C. This is your cable that'll go to your microphone inputs. And then we got 2 transmitters and a receiver. And then these muffs are going to be to screw onto the mic for a wind guard. Makes it look like it's got a cool hairdo. I like this design over the old one. It seems a little more secure. I don't know who 30 is, but thanks for inspecting these, Mr. 30. Rode even has their own silica gel now, which is kind of interesting. If you're into branded silica gels, then get a Rode Wireless Go 2. I have the original Wireless Go also. I've had it pretty much since it came out. These were really hard to get when they came out. I actually had to wait a while to get mine. So when they announced the 2, I ordered this right away because I'm pretty sure these are going to sell out too because these are really awesome. You can see the comparison in size. They're almost the exact same. The transmitters have a very similar clip also. The mount for the dead cat is different. The older version had a clip-on windscreen that would just kind of pop on. This has a screw type. I like the screw type better. It seems to be more secure. Transmitters are pretty much the same also, except with the Wireless 2 you get extra functions. The older one's super simple. You had a decibel pad on it so you could boost the signal if you needed to. Like if the preamps in your camera were kind of weak, you can boost the output of the receiver. You can do that with the version 2, but you can also record 2 channels, which is why I got this. COVID seems to be ending finally, and I just want to go out and do some collabs. So with this, I can do interviews if I want to and have a separate audio signal for me and another person. So when we're driving around, I can ask them questions or whatever if I'm doing some sort of review on somebody's car or if somebody's taking me for a ride, and I can separate the signal into a right and left channel, and then in post I can turn them back to mono and then adjust the levels accordingly. Not everybody speaks with the same voice. This is going to make it a lot easier to adjust the levels in post. At least that's the idea behind this for me personally, because I want to do some more collabs. I feel like this whole channel is just me by myself. I want to get out there and hang out with some of my fellow video creators and some of my fellow car enthusiasts. So with the version 1, to turn it on, it's really simple. You got 1 button, and this automatically records in stereo because you only have 1 channel and 1 transmitter. There's also a decibel pad that boosts the signal pretty loud. So it's good for a lot of different types of cameras. Because the new version does everything the old version does plus more, I'm actually going to be selling this. If you're interested in it, let me know. Or you can buy these new on Amazon through my affiliate link in the description below. I really recommend these things. They're really awesome, especially for the price. I think they're 200 bucks. And there are a few different types of mics and transmitters out there, but this seems to be the best just because it's small, it's quiet, and you don't have to have an entire battery pack mounted to your butt. So the new version takes all that functionality and takes it up a notch. So in the factory default mode, you can see that it's in stereo and you have channel 1 and channel 2. Each one of these is going to be an individual channel, or if you want, you can press and hold both buttons down. That converts it to mono. In the mono mode, you can use just one transmitter or you can use both, and that goes into a mono mix. So if you think that you have two people that are speaking at the same volume, you can just go ahead and keep it in that mono mode. You can mute these individually in case you just want to cut somebody off. So with the Rode Wireless Go system, you can get separate lavs, which I actually have a separate lav that'll plug right into the transmitter in this port right here. You can also buy interview style mics and things like that. It's a lot of versatility. Rode always makes really good stuff. I also have a Rode video mic that I use sometimes. The lav mic's really small, as you can see here. So with these, not only was I thinking I could do interviews with car people, I also thought about how I could use this for car audio. So if I want to get an exhaust sound, I can mount one of these towards the rear of the car or under the hood. And I can also have one that's clipped onto me while I'm driving. So today we're going to try a couple different options. I'm going to show you the difference between a camera's onboard mic and one of these going directly into the camera, and show you what a difference it makes. And for that, we're going to record on our Sony ZV-1. This is the camera that replaced my RX100 Mark V when I had it. It's pretty much an RX100 Mark V, but it actually has better features. This camera's been out for a while, but I think I might do a full video on this at some point because these are really cool, and I think that it's pretty much the best car vlogger camera you can get. So to connect the receiver, it's super simple. Pretty much every camera is going to have a hot shoe. This is going to be your cold shoe mount. That slides right onto that. And to connect it to a camera, you do need one with a mic input. The ZV-1 has one on this side. You just go ahead and plug the receiver in there with the included cable. And plug that into the input. And you can see that we have audio input coming from our transmitters to our receiver. One of the other cool features of the Wireless Go 2 is that the transmitter actually has built-in memory now. So if you do have a camera that doesn't have an audio input, you can use this for your audio in post. Just hook this thing up to your camera and you should be able to access the files pretty easy. But it also gives you a backup in case you do have a file that gets corrupted on a camera. Doesn't happen much with the Sonys. I had a GoPro a while back that for some reason that would corrupt footage. With my RX100 Mark V, before it broke, I actually lost a couple video files too, so I lost all the audio for that. But accidents happen, and it's another good bit of insurance if you're taking things really serious and you have to have that audio at that point, especially if you're interviewing somebody that's a celebrity or somebody that's hard to get a hold of. If you have backup audio, it's a really good thing to have. You can also use this for smartphones. Rode makes a lot of different attachments that you can use to plug into your smartphone. I haven't used any of those either because I do everything with the cameras, but for all the phone photographers and videographers, it's a really nice feature. For the sound testing, we're going to use the 2011 Mustang. This is a supercharged 5.0 and it's very loud. The ZV-1 mic is actually a lot better at picking up audio than a lot of other cameras that I've tried, but we're going to make it a little bit better with the Rode Wireless Go 2. So with the onboard mic, you probably can't hear me that good. This isn't a typical car to use for any kind of review, really. Doesn't have a back seat. The trunk's wide open. The exhaust is an off-road X pipe with Flowmaster Outlaw Series axle backs, in case you were curious. I'm gonna do one quick pull. Alright, let's hook up the Wireless Go. Just gonna start off by doing one mic, and then maybe we'll put two on so you can hear the exhaust separate. So now we're going to go ahead and use one of the transmitters as our main mic. So having the mic closer to your mouth is definitely going to make a difference. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying a little bit better now. So if I was doing a car review, I could say, hey, this car's got loud exhaust on it and some really stiff suspension. So for car reviews, it seems like a really good idea. You could also put a mic on the camera that would have a cardioid pattern to it, but then you got a mic sticking down and it's going to block your field of view a little bit more. In my opinion, having the transmitter receiver combo is just better. There's so many people out today. At this rate, I'll never make a U-turn. So this car has a Paxton supercharger on it. It's pretty quick. I don't really have much traction, and it's like 45 degrees out right now, so yeah, we got that going for us. So I'm thinking that this should increase your ability to hear me a little bit more, being that the mic is on my body. Another option for this with the clip would be to clip it on the actual seatbelt. The clips make it nice and convenient. You can put it pretty much anywhere you want. And like I said, it fits on a hot shoe on your camera, in case you want to just put the mic on the camera too. Like if you're running a multicam setup and you don't feel like mixing audio later, this is also great for all my fellow garage and project car YouTubers and videographers. In the garage, you're going to have heaters running, and sometimes you're going to step away from your camera. And with the wireless go, it's going to give you better audio to talk about what you're working on. You can talk about how your garage is currently a mess. And you can also talk about how you need to order more parts for your bear swap. Also, having concentrated audio is going to be better because most garages are made out of steel and there's not much insulation, so your sound's going to be echoing and sounding like crap. And also, if you have the camera set up somewhere further away, you can hear yourself better and you don't have to yell at the camera. I make videos, but I also watch a lot of car YouTube, and I hate when I'm watching a really cool build or project vehicle and the audio sucks. If somebody's further away and they're working on something and you have the camera set up somewhere on a tripod, it'll make your video a lot more pleasing to watch and listen to, having good audio. But if we were here working on this motor and just yelling at the camera, it just seems kind of amateurish. Not saying that we're going for Gas Monkey Garage or anything here, but it just makes me feel more fulfilled when the audio is better. So as a comparison, this is just going to be the camera's audio from the camera's built-in mic. And as you can hear, we're probably about 6 feet away, 7 feet away, and it just sounds like crap. You can hear the echo of the garage. I'm gonna have to yell at you, and it just seems kind of sloppy when you do it that way. So in my humble opinion, if you are a project car YouTuber, maybe just buy one. Really feel like good audio is a necessity when you're doing something like this. For the next test, we're gonna put one of the mics by the supercharger, and then we're gonna keep one on ourselves so we can get a motor sound and we can get our vocals at the same time. Just as an idea of how you can use this thing for automotive videography. We're gonna try to clip it to something and then tie wrap it so it doesn't fall off. Hopefully it doesn't fall off because, like I said, these are probably hard to get. That would really suck if I lose one of these. We're also going to put the windscreen on here because it is windy out today, and plus when you're driving a car, it's going to be windy in general. So we're going to go ahead, turn this on, and put the receiver back into our stereo mode, which gives us 2 channels. So now we have 2 channels. We have 1 channel on us and then 1 on this mic, which we're going to put under the hood just so you can hear the difference. And then we'll see how this goes in post. We're probably going to have to mess with the input on the camera. We can adjust the levels separately on the ZV-1, and then we'll probably have to boost our vocals in post. So because the car is supercharged, we're going to try to put it by the supercharger. We also don't want to put this anywhere where heat's going to get to it because heat will melt this. It is plastic. Just going to attach it to one of the wires up here and tie wrap it to that, just as a secondary precaution. This might wind up wiggling around a little bit, but I think it'll be fine, and it shouldn't go anywhere. So let's see how the sound goes too much. It doesn't seem like anything's clipping yet, which is actually pretty surprising because this is a really loud motor. So that's it for the review on the Wireless Go 2. I really like this thing so far. I can't wait to use it on some interviews and some collaborations. If you're one of my video friends with a YouTube channel, comment below and let me know if you want to collaborate sometime, and maybe we can like drive around a little bit or something, do something fun. I got a few ideas for collaborations and stuff, so if you're interested, let me know. If you'd like to purchase any of the gear that you saw today, I'll have links in the description below. The Wireless Go 2 might not be available on Amazon yet. You might have to go to Adorama or B&H or your local camera store. Service Photo in Baltimore seems to have stock of some really hard to find stuff sometimes. That's actually where I got my A7S III. So I highly recommend going to Service Photo in Baltimore if you're in the area. So if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, pretty please. We're going to be doing more video and photography stuff soon because that seems to do pretty well on this channel. And also we're going to continue on with our project cars and stuff. And also please have a fantastic day.